Okay, I think, Lewis, not sure what story we want to get to here. Let's do the Dr. Laura thing that's going on. Remember Dr. Laura's N-word rant, Lewis, a couple of months ago? I'm sure you remember when we talked about that.
Classic.
So Dr. Laura, well, let me play it for you first to give you a sense of what's going on there, and then we'll follow up with the latest news.
Team. That was racist? That was funny.
How about the N-word? No, the N-word's been thrown around.
Black guys use it all the time. Turn on HBO, listen to a black comic, and all you hear is I don't get it. If anybody without enough melanin says it, it's a horrible thing. But when black people say it, it's affectionate. It's very confusing. Don't hang up. I want to talk to you some more. Don't go away. I'm Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I'll be right back. Yeah, I think you have too much sensitivity and not enough sense of humor. Oh, it depends how it's said.
Is it okay to say that word? Is it ever okay to say that word?
It depends how it's said. Black guys talking to each other seem to think it's okay.
All right, so overall, I think we had 11 instances of the N-word. Then, of course, Lewis, she does what? She says, I will not renew my radio contract because my freedom of speech rights have been taken away. And we said, well, hold on a second. You're choosing to leave the radio. And your freedom of speech rights have been taken away because people are offended and they don't want to listen to you anymore? So, in any event, now we hear that she is going to be on Sirius satellite radio starting, I don't know when, I guess in January or in the new year at some point. Even though on Sirius it's okay to use swear words, as we know, Lewis, she says she has no plans to use dirty words at all.
Of course not.
Other than the N-word, obviously. That word she'll be using.
Right.
Just not the 7 dirty words. And I wonder, there's a gay channel on Sirius Radio. Is she okay with that channel? I mean, she has said homosexuality is a biological error. It's only acceptable in private. All of a sudden, Dr. Laura reclaiming her free speech rights on Sirius Radio. Free speech rights she never lost. And now participating in a channel that supports, in theory, the gay and lesbian community, which she said it's a biological error and it's activity that should only be acceptable in private.
I'm sure her ratings will be off the charts.
You think so?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if she will. I don't know if it will. Also, another issue, speaking of the N-word, there's some interesting developments going on with an individual named Steve King, who is a Republican from Iowa, 5th District, and he's using a new code word for Barack Obama. We've heard a lot of code words used around Barack Obama's race and religion, as you know, Lewis. And now it is going beyond any plausible deniability. The quote from Steve King is that Barack Obama is very, very urban. Take a listen to this.
Bill that was introduced by then United States Senator Barack Obama. Now figure this out, Madam Speaker. We have a very, very urban Senator Barack Obama who has decided he's going to run for president, and what does he do? He introduces legislation to create a whole new Pigford claim. Pigford 1 should...
Barack Obama is very, very urban. I think it's clear what that means, right? It means that he's black. That's what it means. He's black, and in the context of this discussion, he does stuff to help black people at the expense of white people whenever he can. That's what you mean, right, Steve King, Republican from Iowa? I mean, tell us, Steve. Am I reading this wrong? Obama's very, very urban, and that is the context under which he is proposing this bill.
That's what it sounds like.
Obama is black, and he is proposing this bill because he is black to help black people at the expense of white people.
Well, it's not the first time we've heard someone say that. Just the first time we've heard someone say that in a way that could be misinterpreted.
Well, no. This is not. We hear this stuff constantly, and it's really a wonder.
And usually people say it the way you've deciphered it.
With code, I don't hear people say it. Not in Congress.
Not in Congress.
No,
of course,
we hear the think tankers and the wingnuts say very directly, Barack Obama hates white people and so on and so forth. We've heard that before. But what we haven't heard is the discussion in a frank way from a member of Congress. That we have not heard. And this is race baiting. This is being tolerated and encouraged these days by those who have been absolutely driven insane by the election of a black man. Not everybody, but in many cases, that is what we are seeing here. And it's honestly, it's really a wonder that the Democrats managed to lose an election against these clueless types of politicians. Very, very urban, according to Congressman Steve King. It's really remarkable. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got our interview with Wendell Potter, which you won't want to miss. We'll also talk about the recent situation with the Family Research Council and much more. DavidPakman.com is the website.
The David Pakman Show at DavidPakman.com.
The David Pakman Show is made possible by listeners like you and by Greenfield Savings Bank, building strong communities one account at a time, with offices in Greenfield, Amherst, Conway, Shelburne Falls, South Deerfield, and Turners Falls, and online at greenfieldsavings.com. By the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at DIFdesign.com. Find out more about underwriting The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.